Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of ChargePoint, ticker symbol CHPT. And so the last time I made a video on ChargePoint was, I believe, on January 6th, which was a Saturday, the day after this trading day, January 5th, when we had a nearly 6% move on the day, closing the week above this orange line at $2.22. I had thought that it was showing a lot of strength then, but then it looks like, we got this, what looked like a dragonfly, nearly a dragonfly doji candle, but it did not hold while buyers were stepping in below the line on that day, Monday, January 8th. We did get a sell-off on Tuesday that continued into, Wednesday, and closing the week at a low, an all-time, the lowest close was $1.85 on November 30th. And so we got nearly a lowest close at $1.90 on January 12th, closing the week. And so that's not such a great sign that we're back to these, recent lows. The lowest low was previously hit on November 28th, which was $1.79. So hopefully we don't get back to that level, but it is quite possible that we will. A couple encouraging things or levels at least to be paying attention to. The low on the November 28th and December 1st, I did connect those two low points to create this trend line, and it does look like current price at 190 is just above that dotted line that I have there. So it's possible that the last week ended right around what could be support based on these two touch points. However, I am a little skeptical of that, and I do suspect price will continue a little bit lower. And so with that being said, the open on December 1st was this white line here going to $1.84. But like I said, the lowest close was actually $1.86. And so we really don't want to be seeing a close lower than $1.86 or touching new lows, however that might happen. And so I think it's good to prepare for that. However, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, and I'll explain why in 1 second. But first, on the note of kind of bearish news or bearish sentiment, I do want to point out something that stood out to me just today in preparing for this video, is this purple line where we see higher highs formed in the RSI, whereas with the corresponding dates there, we actually see lower highs formed. And that is a sign of hidden bearish divergence. And then just following that, we did get a little bit of a pop the next day, but then we saw this basically month-long downtrend that began on December 15th. And so we've just been trading within this channel. Hopefully we can break out of it. But I do think that is also something to be paying close attention to, because on January 5th, on this green day here, this nearly 6% day, it was great that it did close above $2.22, the orange line, but it closed within that channel. And so I think it's going to be really key to be paying attention to where the price is relative to that channel, hopefully soon breaking out of it. But, with the current price at 190, a key level to get above is going to be $2, or as I have marked here in the red line, $2.03, based on the two lows here on these 2 days. But then if I throw up the volume profile, we can see that there's this little volume shelf here. So we're right in the midst of that right now, near the bottom of it. So hopefully we don't go much lower, because if we do, go below, approximately 188. There's not that much traded below that level, and so price could go much lower. Hopefully that's not the case there. But then on the other side of that volume shelf, it does look like right around $2.05, resistance will lift up a little bit. So if we can close above $2.03 or $2.05, there's not as much price action directly above that. So following that kind of move, consolidating above 205, we could get a move up to 222 or even higher. So that would be pretty nice. And also another thing that I think is good to keep in mind, in the last video, I had thrown up the moving averages, and it did look like the 21-day moving average was nearly about to cross the 50-day moving average, but that did not happen. But as a result, since price hasn't gone down much lower since that day, the 21-day and 50-day moving averages are very, very close to each other. So it is quite possible, if we do get a green day, a heavy volume day move to the upside, that the 21-day moving average could cross over the 50-day moving average, and that would be a bullish indicator. Although, I have to note it is a lagging indicator, so it's possible that move could be short-lived, but something to be paying attention to. And then another thing I do want to note, this was actually brought up during a live stream, and I think it's something good to keep in mind, that, do I think price is going to go a lot lower? And so I have maintained that I think any prices below $2.50, I think that's a discount. I think that's cheap. And now that it's below $2, I think it's good to have the mindset that it's cheap. This is a cheap stock. And there are a couple things that do suggest or reinforce that sentiment that is cheap right now. One of those is what the analysts, the price target analysts, think about regarding the price of the stock. And so I think you can see it just above me here. This is based on 22 analysts looking at the stock, and the lowest price estimate or price target that they have is $2. So, the people who are bearish, most bearish looking at this chart, we are lower than what they think price should be. And so that makes me think that it is a steal to be picking up shares less than $2. So I think that's something good to keep in mind, that, while we might be beaten down a lot, there is a good amount of sentiment. Nearly a third of these analysts are saying either buy or strong buy. So don't let this sale slip away. It may not last too long. However, though, if we do look at the max pains for the year, basically all of them that I've seen looking forward to January 17th of 2025, so a year from now, the lowest max pain that I've seen is $2. And the highest one that I've seen is $7. But a year from now, price could potentially be at $3 a share. That's a 50%, more than a 50% increase from the current price. So I do think it is good to keep in mind that while it has been beaten down, it is near all-time lows. There is a lot of upside with this company, with this stock. It has a great potential. And so I am so grateful that we are able to take advantage of this sale, $1.90 per share of ChargePoint. But, that's just my take. And if you found it helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.